A new drug detecting device will help Niles Police to scan for illegal drugs while working in the field. This new technology could also expedite the process of identifying dangerous drugs. That's something that we have reported on heavily here on 21 News throughout the opioid epidemic. Niles Police Captain John Marshall is here to explain how it works, how it could help stop the flow of drugs on the streets. Captain Marshall, can you tell us about this new device? It's called the Apex R7 spectrometer. So how does that work?
So it works on a principle known as Raman spectrometry. Raman spectrometry. And what it does basically is it emits a laser that it bounces off of the material that we're testing, and it measures the dispersion of the return of that laser light. Molecules all vibrate at their own frequency, and what this does is, based on the scattering of that laser, it interprets the vibration frequency of the molecules that you're testing, and then it compares it to its known samples. And if its known sample is in the library of information, it will return with a match to identify the substance that you're analyzing.
Oh, wow. So does it in the field, does it also collect evidence, or is that something the officers have to do too?
No, the officers will still have to collect the evidence. What it will do is it will give us like an in-field presumptive test as to the identification of the compound or substance.
Now, the city's using opioid settlement funds to purchase this device. How much does it cost, and how soon will you use it?
I think we got it for just under $25,000, and as soon as it comes in, we do have some training scheduled for officers to be able to use it at the end of the month. Hopefully it will be here by the time the training happens. If not, its arrival is supposed to coincide about with the training at the end of the month. So as soon as people are trained on it, it will go into immediate use.
I'm wondering how important it is to have something like this. I know your officers discover illegal substances while they're out enforcing the law. How often do you think they may also need it?
Well, it's something that we deal with quite a bit in our regular patrol division and the street crimes unit. They encounter drugs or suspected drugs almost daily, especially when our street crimes are doing traffic enforcement or interdiction activities that are actually intended to help them discover some drugs. What this is going to do is it's going to give us at least an in-the-field presumptive analysis of those substances that we recover, and will allow us then to charge suspects at the time, as opposed to waiting on the lab results, which incidentally, we will send any of the material that we test in the field to the lab for lab confirmation as well. But it gives us a little bit of more immediate response as to the identity of that.
And protect them while they're in the field responding. They don't want to touch something or come in contact.
Yeah, definitely. It has that overlap effect of officer and civilian safety, because sometimes things that you would touch inadvertently could absorb right through your skin, get you sick. And it may not just be drugs, it may be other chemicals, something that would be dangerous. It could be identified without having to handle it too much or at all.
Now, when it comes to the epidemic, the state of Ohio saw drug overdose deaths drop by 9% in 2023 compared to 22. Fentanyl, cocaine, those were the top two drugs linked to those deaths. And it was the second consecutive year of seeing a decrease. And then I went and looked at Trumbull County, and I just got new numbers. Drug overdose deaths are significantly down so far this year compared to the last 2 years, with just 12 deaths reported so far this year. Despite the overdose deaths, though, is the epidemic slowing down locally, or do you think that it's just the fatal overdoses that are slowing down?
Well, we still do experience overdoses on occasion. I would say that I'm not noticing them as frequently as we have in years past. So I know countywide it has decreased as far as fatal statistics go. I would say that in general, our local statistics are probably trending towards a slight reduction in the number of overdoses that are non-fatal.
And what's the most common drugs or mix of opioids that you're seeing in the field?
More often than not, a lot of our overdoses are related to fentanyl or occasionally heroin, but more often than not, it seems like it's fentanyl.
All right, definitely this device will help you out. Well, Captain Marshall, thank you so much for taking the time to join us right here at 5, and we'll watch to see as you get this new tool for the officers to use in the field. Thank you.
All right, thank you.